Wonderful Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. Hey, I'm going to start off by saying the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. You know, that's what I'm going to start off saying. The devil is a liar. Anybody out there who's joining me live? Who's liar? Addiction, okay? Sit back and think about how many addiction do people have? Like what we're addicted to. Henry 4625, thanks for joining in. Hey, addiction. If you don't have no addiction, guess what? You don't have no weakness. If you don't have no addiction, you don't have no weakness. Sit back and think about it. Imagine you was not addicted to anything. You know what I used to do, man? I used to be addicted to sex. I used to be addicted to money. I used to be addicted to, materialistic things. Righteous brother, what's up? But imagine if you didn't have no addiction. No addiction, no weakness. No addiction, no weakness. No alcohol. No to gambling. Okay? No to committing crime. No to negativity. No to nonsense. Imagine. Imagine you say right now, listen, man, as much as us brothers, we love sex. I'm talking right now is girls, you love sex. But imagine if you can say no weakness. You don't have no addiction, no weakness. No addiction, no weakness. Sometimes you need to be weak in order to find our strength. You know what? But like I said, yeah. But sometimes when you're weak, and people will exploit your weakness. People will use your bad vice against you. And that's the difference. People will hold you hostage, I'm saying, with your weakness. Your connection is breaking up. You're coming in choppy. Okay, probably because I'm moving around. Probably because I'm moving around. How about that now? If I'm stop moving around, is that better? Henry, is that better? Henry, is that better? Let me know if that's better. Hey, let me know if that's better. Hey, but anyway, like I was saying right now, good, good, good. I got to stop moving around. I get excited, man. I start moving around. If I'm feeling the message that I'm talking about, guess what? I'm start moving around. But anyway, right now, respect. How you doing, Joy? Thank you. SS better. Yeah, what I got to do is stop moving around. I ran into a little technical difficulty. Lost some key equipment. So you got to bounce back, man. Even right now, like sometime when it rain, it pour. And it's like, how do we, as far as human beings, deal with adversity? How do you deal with adversity, man? Do you lay down and you play dead? Mm-mm, man. Sit back and think about it. And the question I'm gonna pose tonight: do people add value or people take value away? Addiction is like a cheap imitation of love. It is, man. Addiction, you can look at addiction in so many different ways, man. Like I said, I used to be addicted to the prison system. I used to be addicted to fast money. I used to be addicted to sex, man. Because the difference is, I know I can lose my life to the street for 1,000,001 years. So my objective, I used to try to have as much sex with as many girls as I could. I knew I could have, got my head blown off. So my objective was every time I got the opportunity, man, any bad girl I can have sex with, I was addicted to that. And the difference is, as you get older and you get more mature, you learn to understand. Some people are addicted to sugar or coffee, all kind of addiction. You're right, man. Because once again, that's why I don't try to get addicted. If I drink coffee, I drink coffee black, jet black. Did you ever smoke? I drink. Yes, I did. And you know what? Like me and my niece, we was talking about that. You know why I didn't get high? Because even I think I'm a bad drunk. I think I'm an angry drunk. If I get drunk, oh, man, I think, all hell would have broke loose. Hey, let me see. I don't know when my brother's birthday, LD birthday, may his soul rest in peace. I think his birthday is today, the 10th or the 11th. But right now, L used to always say, man, listen, man, I'm glad you don't get high. If he said, if you would have got high, you really would have been crazy. And you know what? Like I say, you got to know your limitation. And the difference is, you know what? Back then, when I was young, I used to get high. Then I had to get away from that. And mainly because if you look at the story of Willie Bosket, look at my YouTube channel. I just dropped a piece on William Bosket. And here it is right now. A lot of times when you used to look at stories back then, most of the time when these kids used to say they used to do something crazy, they was higher for what Angel does. Or they was addicted to some type of form of drug. Or they was like drunk, I'm saying, addicted to some type of form of alcohol. The difference was, like I told you, man, I want to be aware. I didn't want to blame a chemical substance of my bad behavior. And that's it. So to me, honestly, I can say no addiction, no weakness. If you're not, and you know what? I asked young lady, I asked him, a very powerful response. Doctor, I asked her, does she have addiction? And she blew me away because she said she was addicted to learning. Whoa. See, I didn't thought about that way because we always look at addiction as negativity. Respect to Mr. Gibbs. I hope I am, I'm saying, ministry. I'm happy. Go ahead. Hey, like I told you, this is my ministry, man. Like I told you, I'm blessed. Later for that. I am blessed. I count my blessing each and every day. But anyway, as I was telling you about the doctor, what she was telling me, she's like, I said, do you have any addiction? What is your addiction? And basically, she said she addicted to learning. Sit back and think about it. Addiction, addicted to learning, you know? So sit back and look at it. She is addicted to learning. Even as a little girl, she was telling me, like they used to have, we didn't have all that asset that we have now as far as the social media and Google and all that. So what we had was, I don't know if people even remember it, the encyclopedia. So you got the encyclopedia that what she used to do is she used to go, turn, open up a page, whatever subject it is, she used to study it. She used to study and learn and read everything she can possibly observe about that subject. And you'd be surprised. Right now, thank you for the $5. Ryan Teller, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, but listen, what she was saying is that her addiction was learning. And I'm talking about highly, highly intelligent individual. While weakness, you might not see the value in family. You know what, righteous brother, I can agree to disagree. I can agree to disagree. You're right. But sometimes that's what I'm saying. It's like tests. Sometimes we be put through a test. And how do we handle those tests? Sometimes right now, when you need somebody to be there the most, that's when they let you down. That's when they really, really let you down. And what I sit back and I think about it, be addiction. You know what? Addiction can be both positive and negative. Okay, so that's why I say I agree to disagree. Addiction can be both positive and negative. But the difference is sometimes when people know your weakness, whether it's your husband, whether it's your wife, whether it's your kids, whether it's your mother, whether it's your father, whether it's your brother, whether your sister, whatever, co-workers, colleagues, your schoolmates. If they know your weakness, what happened? Sometimes what people do, they exploit your weakness. They use your weakness against you because they know what it's going to take to get to you. Friendship are usually not tested on roll. It's too late. Like I tell you right now, friendship are usually not tested, man. See, I don't know, man. I think right now is you are tested all the time. Just so happy you just don't know that you're taking a test. I think friendship, I think the game of life, you're tested each and every day. And the difference is sometimes we want to feel like we're being tested because sometimes you feel like you're being tested, you feel like you're being used. And the worst feeling in the world is to feel like you're being used. You'd be surprised. How do you find God, man? You know what? I was brought up in church as a kid, but I went astray. And honestly speaking, I can say right now, when I went back to my true identity and went back to the basic, to the Bible, is like when the death of my mother, you know, the death of my mother, I went back to the basic. And sometime right now is when you talk about, it's a saying called footprint. It's like even right now, I can remember the gentleman say, God, why during the most troublesome time, we start off with two sets of footprints, but during the most troublesome time of my life, you know what I'm saying? You left me. You left me by myself. And God said, no, my son, you're looking at it wrong. I didn't leave you. Guess what? You gave up and I was carrying you. So I can remember and I can relate to that when I gave up. When I lost my mom's being incarcerated, I gave up. I quit. I didn't want to live no more. I didn't want to live no more. I say later for that. And I became weak. But the difference is right now was I went back to her teaching, her upbringing. And that's why the difference was once I got out, I refused to let my mother teaching and upbringing be in vain. Okay. You just taught me something. Forever doing me. What did I just taught you, man? Come back with that. What did I just taught you? And that's what it's all about, man. Everything's about a teachable moment, man. And that's what I want people to understand. Life is about a teachable moment, man. You live, you learn. And the difference is right now is guess what? The day that you stop learning is the day that you stop living. Let me tell you, the day that you stop learning is the day that you stop living. Happy you found your way, man. Listen, I didn't have no choice, man. I didn't have no choice. You had to find your way. Is there's a connection between weakness and humility? You know what? See, sometimes people, mistaken weakness for humility. Sometimes right now, when you're being humble, that's the best way, man. I don't rock plenty of people to sleep, by being humble. And they didn't even have a clue. And the difference is right now, once you have true identity for yourself, you got to know what to let go and what not to let go. And a lot of times, a lot of that things is not worth it. You speak in fact, my weakness was my heart. You know what? Like I told you, my heart. Sometimes you got a big heart. Sometimes right now is guess what, man? Sometimes you know what, man? Listen, in life, sometimes you can be more loyal to people than they are to you. That's the worst. Sometimes you can be more loyal to people than they are to you. And the difference is right now, when you wake up and you realize that, hopefully some of us wake up before it's too late, then guess what? Whoa, it's hard. It's hard to accept that you can love others more than they love you. But it's sad. Something, my man, years ago when I was away, man, 1983, 84. Right now, what is your greatest weakness? Oh, man, what is my greatest weakness? That's hard, man, because I'm not trying to have no weakness. You know what, like my greatest weakness, man? Allow my emotion to supersede my intellect. Like I love junk food and I had to give it up. Why? Because once again, junk food, why we eat a junk food? Because they right there. They fast, they instant, they fill the spot. But the difference is I had to remove sugar out of my diet. If it's not natural sugar, I didn't want the sugar. So I kicked the habit. I used to tip some. They say fat was a master manipulator. Was that true? Hey, like I tell you right now, he's good at what he do, man. Smart. Right now, where's yeah. He didn't play checker. He played chess and he played to win. But like I told you, man, like, I love junk food. Oatmeal cream pie. I can get a box of what? I think it's 12 kind of box. I can demolish them just like that. So I just have my moments. But then again, when you look at it and you sit back and you think about it, you're getting older, you're getting wiser. You got to learn how to say no. Like Nancy Reagan said years ago, she used to pump her fist up in the air. And once she used to go, no to drugs. That's what you got to do. Say no to addiction. No addiction, no weakness. No addiction, no weakness. And another thing too is people don't love people more than you love yourself. Love you first. What is your greatest strength? Righteous brother, I think my greatest strength, the ability to hold myself accountable. So that's my greatest strength. The ability to hold myself accountable. A lot of times right now is guess what? I have to. The prioration is strength, yeah. Hey, but I have to hold myself accountable. So by me holding myself accountable, I can hold anybody that come my way or I got to deal with or whatever. I can hold them accountable because the strength is you got to be able to hold yourself accountable. Admit when you're wrong. And see, that's a lot of things too. People want to live in denial. I can think about it. Everybody talks so much about Donald Trump. And what people do not understand, you probably got a third of society, male and female, is just like Donald Trump. And what I mean by that, they feel they don't do nothing wrong. They feel everything they do, they are 100% correct. They believe they own nonsense. They believe they own lies. And that's the sad part. Because once again, folks, nobody is perfect. Nobody. Let he or she, without sin, cast the first stone. Nobody's perfect. You love sugar, but you deprive yourself because it's not good for you. Exactly. A lot of them. I love sex. Like I tell you right now, I used to be a sex fiend. But guess what? Here it is right now is sometimes I take a sleeping pill, go to bed. No. I'm not going to let nothing or no one handicap me or feeling that they are in control. No. No, 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 no. Under any circumstance. Just like I could, like to have it. But then again, right now is, no. No addiction, no weakness. No addiction, no weakness. No addiction, no weakness. And that's what you got to believe in. Saying good advice, forever doing me. Hey, but another thing, Kelly, what's up, Kelly? Thank you for joining me. What's up, my brother Muhammad? How you doing, man? But people, that's what we got to understand, man. Get back to the basic, man. Love you. Before you can love anybody else, love you. Love you. And we don't do that enough. We don't love us. We love others more than we love ourselves. We're more loyal to others than, we are to ourselves. And that's backwards. That is real, real backwards. You know, Ryan Teller, man, you preaching knowledge, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you again, man. I really like that. Spoke about Bitcoin the other day. And even right now, that's what I'm looking into, man. Like, you know what? As of lately, man, I've been like, you know what? My mother used to call me. My late mother used to call me Big Shot Poor Negro. Okay? Big Shot Poor Negro. And you know what? That always stuck in me Because the bottom line is right now, if I made money, if I had money, even when I made money, when I was making 40 a day, I didn't care. Anybody that came into my life or anybody that I know when I was ghetto rich and I can help, I helped them. What good is to have if you don't have nothing or no one to share it with? What good to have if you don't have anyone to share it with? Even back then, investment strategy or being investment savvy, no, that wasn't us. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Karen, how you doing? That wasn't us. That wasn't me. You know, the difference is, my investment strategy back there was every time I got a chance to, I was sending, $50 to $100,000 to bury it. What the hell? Why are you burying money? Money's supposed to make money because of the different right now, because of a lack of financial education. You did it wrong, did it backwards. Okay. And when you sit back and think about it, you got to correct that. I did it backwards. Made a lot of money, but did a lot of backward things. And the difference is right now, what I should have did, I didn't get into the stock market until I got incarcerated. Learning from these guys, Ivan Busky and Bruce Black, learning from those guys, how to work the stock market. And then right now, I told a story about Gas Pipe. Gas Pipe, what I'm saying? Anthony Queso, may his soul rest in peace. He gave me some advice on like the stock market. And you know what? The mob was manipulating the stock. And I took and diversified. I took everything I had. I had stocks in Apple, stocks in iOmega, stock in Nike, stock in let me see, Intel, MGM, different things. I was diversified. Mutual fund, Fidelity, the Contra fund, Fidelity, like I have so diversified. And what happened was I listened to him. He told me about this stock called DHBT. And what I did was I saw everything and I put it in this stock called DHBT. And during that time, the United States was at war with Iraq. And right now was, the military was buying a lot of professors. And the mob got involved in it. And they had it on a stronghold. And to me, everything the guy said that was going to happen with the stock happened with the stock. He told me, listen, they're going to get to this point and they're going to split. Everything that he said he was going to do was doing it. And the difference is right now, I can remember my broker at Quick and Rally named Paul Favors. He said, listen, man, don't sell everything. Don't put it all in one basket. Don't put it all in basket. I got greedy. I got cocky. I'm messing with $250,000 worth of investment from prison. I'm just hustling. And then all of a sudden right now is, I got so good and so cocky that I was giving family members stocks, sending them stocks, like, transfer to their account. And then I got too cocky. And what really wound up happening? Guess what wound up happening? Huh? Guess what wound up happening? Here it is, feds find out that the mob has something to do, like with that stock. Boof, shut it down. Shut it down. My earnings went from here. My save, my investment went from here all the way down. That was those matter, man. Those what matter. Right now is, guess what? If somebody's in your life and they're not talking about investing, they're not talking about building for the future or being prepared for the future, then you got to leave them alone. Later for that, man. Later for that. You don't need nobody in your life that's only thing they want to do is spin, 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 spin. Come on. There's nothing wrong with spinning, but it's a time for everything, man. Just like I say, you got a lot of us still stuck. They want the materialistic stuff. They want you name it. That's what they got to have. Some people go without paying their bills just to have the materialistic things. Tell me how backward that is. How backward that is. As of lately, I'm telling you, besides a 401k plan and different saving, you know what? I started something with the help of my niece and my friend. And I'm talking about this sucker just took off. And that's what I look at. I say to myself, I'm going to act like that's not even here. I'm going to act like that investment is not even there. I'm going to leave it and let it grow. Put it in Bitcoin, okay? Put it in, like them saying, some type of, stock or some type of real estate investment. The difference is it take money to make money. And that's what we got to understand. But the difference is, if you're addicted to the materialistic things, imagine you stop buying all the name brand and you buy what you need, not what you want, not what your heart desire. A lot of times people, you know what they do? They get high. Getting new things is like a high to them. It's another form of addiction. Hey, look, man, you're right. Facts, and that's why a lot of us look rich but broke. But the difference is because people do not take the time to understand. I don't even, you know what? You got to get to a certain point in time. You don't care what people think about you. But the difference is right now, when you got an ugly spirit, you can be the most handsome guy, GQ suit, slick haircut, best pair of shoes, nice watch. You know what I'm saying? Slick tie with the hanky. But the difference is, here it is, you can look like $1 million until you open your mouth. Once you open your mouth and all that foul, nasty, negativity, all that, start coming out of you. People are like looking at you like, wow, that's the same damn woman. Most women can be drop dead gorgeous. And what they got to do, they got to pretend. They got to go out there and buy all that fancy stuff because that's what make them feel good. That's what make them feel like some type of self-worth. That's what they in love with. And you know what? Sometimes, guess what? That stuff come back and bite them on their behind. Why? Because it's not about nothing. What the sense right now is, you got all the money in the world, but you don't got no happiness. And the only time you got to buy people, you got to buy friendship. You got to always put on the front. Come on. It's nothing to front about, people. Be you. If I don't got it, I don't got it. If I don't got it, I don't got it. I don't got to pretend for anybody under any circumstance. You know what? To me, I don't care. And that's what we got to get to a point to. Stop trying to impress people that don't give a doggy damn about us. Love you, bro. Mean that work for knowledge. Ray from 385 Fountain. What's up, man? 5D, man. What's up, man? But understand, man. Listen, man. That's what life is all about, man. Later for that knucklehead. Look, you see this? Later for that, man. Graham, man, get your signed copy. Email me, man. Email me at Brian A.N. Gibbs, Gibbs 1201 at yahoo.com. Email me. Email me and get your signed copy of the Beyond Lucky book, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story, a true story of change and redemption, man. I talk about the good, I talk about the bad, I talk about the ugly. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to learn. This is my ministry. That's what I call it. This is my ministry, knowing that I'm not your typical minister. Okay, that's right, bro. You got to lie to kick it, okay? Later for that. You're right. You see the shirt? Get your shirt, man. Teespring, man. Get your shirt. Later for that. Get your hoodie. Crime doesn't pay, man. Listen, check out my content, man. My brother Shabay, man. Hey, peace to you, brother. Peace to you, man. Hey, I learned a lot from you. I respect you. Hey, guys, I got to get OG Shabay, you know what I'm saying, from the land. I'm talking about right now. Hats off, man. Hats off, man. Here it is right now, man. Like, hey, you couldn't be no little softy around Shabay, man. Not back then, man. Not back then. You want your signed copy? Get your signed copy, man. Look, there go in the background, man. Email me, man. Brian, Brian Gibbs, Gibbs 1201 at yahoo.com. Didn't know you was on. Nah, you know what, Shabay, I wasn't going to go on, man. But like I told you, sometimes, guess what, man? You got to do the things that you don't want to do. You got to do the things that you don't want to do. If you tired, man, get up, man, do that push-up. Get up and do the jumping jack, man. Get up and take your child, your daughter, your son to the. It's not all about us, man. It's about your loved one, man. It's about your grandkids, man. It's about your wife, man. Husband. That's what it is, man. The best thing to do is do when you don't feel like doing it. Because when you do things when you don't feel like doing it, that's when you get the most success, man. That's when you get the most reward. And the difference is, be true with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Okay? Thought about you. After having an instant, never let your mind supersede your intellect. You can't, man. You can't. The difference is, every time you let your, emotion supersede your intellect, every time I did that, I lost. I lost. I spent over 15 years out of my life that I cannot get back. For what? And the difference is, every time you do that and you wind up going against the grain, what's the sense of winning if you lost? You can't win and lose at the same time. And don't call it tie. You can't win and lose at the same time. Even though you prove your point, because, okay, you hit somebody, okay, you shot somebody, stabbed somebody, hurt somebody. Guess what? What is the consequences? It's not worth it. How many times, how many people out there did things that they live to regret? Come on, me? Like I told you right now, I did plenty of things that I live to regret. That's why I count my blessing, man. I count my blessing each and every day, man. Listen, hit the subscribe button, man. Share my content. Let people know. I got like 30,000 subscribers. You know what? Thanks, folks. Love your content. What was the one thing you made that made you turn your life around? Aunt Bo, my mother died, man. The death of my mother, man. And then, okay, and generous D's, how you doing? How you doing, man? Uppity Negro Goddess, and your skin is popping. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, man, listen, man. Dougie Fresh, Elvin Parker, man. 455 Fountain Avenue, man. He live in the same building with me and Tut, me and Walter Johnson. You know, he watch us, man. Miss KD. But like I told you right now, I got some content coming, man. I got some good stuff coming. I just did a piece about a situation that took place in uh, Atlanta during All-Star Weekend. And the difference is right now, that story go deep into that. These young ladies been going at it for years, 30 years. Did you know Earl Nixon, not offhand? These young ladies been going at it for years, over 30 years, over a guy. And right now I'm about to drop a piece in regards to that. When the first time these ladies went at it, they ain't just went at it as far as in the club down in Atlanta. They went at it, I'm talking about the first time. Whereas a person was involved with that, Little 50 Cent. And he was involved with that. And a young lady got shot and killed at White Castle, you know what I'm saying, parking lot during that period of time. The first time these people, got linked up, you know what I'm saying, when Drina and Rocky got linked up, a young lady, you know what I'm saying, was murdered, okay? And right now it was 50 Cent, may his soul rest in peace, may that young lady soul rest in peace, was right there. He the one, you know, pulled that trigger and killed that innocent girl. May her soul rest in peace. Hey, folks, listen, man. Share it. Share the story. Share the content. Like I told you beforehand, check me out. Follow me on Instagram, Bryant Glaze Gibbs. What people don't understand is like this, man. This is my ministry. If I, the Bryant Glaze Gibbs, can change, anybody can change. I am more interested in respect, life, creator with love, more info. I think he was I don't know what that means. Good night, Glaze, in the chat. Hey, Henry, man. Good night, man. Good night, man. I gotta work, man. I gotta get busy, man. I got a few pieces I want to work on tonight. Hopefully dropping within the next. Z for Zoe, A for Ashton. What's up, OG? How you doing? How you doing? Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Folks, hey, listen, once again, I'm gonna start it. What I say, no addiction, no weakness. No addiction, no weakness. No addiction, no weakness. No addiction, no weakness. And that's what life is all about, man. Curb that appetite. Don't be addicted to anything. I don't care right now. I used to be addicted to jail. I used to be in and out. And I had to stop. I had to stop the dumb behavior and stop doing the things that I was doing to cause myself to be in and out of jail. I had to stop. I had to say no. I had to say no. I had to say later for that. See what that church say? Later for that. Later for that. Later for that. You know what? Do people bring you pain or do people do you pleasure? If you're around people and the only thing they do is bring you pain, upsetting you, cause you stress, cause you depression, cause you to drink, cause you to get high, causing you to lose money, causing you to lose sleep, you gotta say later for that and later for them. You gotta say later for that and later for them. Because once again, do they add value? They take value away. Don't have nobody in your life that do not add value. And what I'm saying, a lot of times when people looking at me and they listen to, oh, what do you mean by money? Nah, money is not everything. When I had all the money in the world, guess what? I wasn't happy. Constantly looking on my back, waiting for the next person to blow my head off for when I'm going to jail. Come on. But the difference is, do people add value, take value away? If they can't enlighten you, empower you, encourage you, uplift you, you don't need them in your life. If they can't build you up, you don't need them in your life. If every time you're around and they make you feel down and out and bad, you don't need them in your life. Do they add value or do they take value away? If they don't add value in your life, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, run, stay away from them. Yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference. Hey, but listen, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Hey, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, be on the lookout. Get your signed copy. Yo, Glaze, do you consider atheist? Like I tell you right now, Mike Jones, I don't consider, yeah, everybody got to do what they got to do. All right, if that's what he feel. I don't know his full situation or circumstance, so I can't even speak on that. Hey, get your signed copy of Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs book. In order to get your signed copy, it's in my description box, man. But email me at Brian, Brian Gibbs, Gibbs 1201 at yahoo.com. Get your signed copy. Listen, if I can change, anybody can change. And I'm gonna start it I'm gonna say as I said it. Frankie, yeah, I know Frank, man. Frank Nitty, man. Frank was a good guy, man. Rest in peace, Frankie. Cypress Hill finest, man. Rest in peace, Frankie. I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna end as I started. And you know what I'm gonna say? Hey, listen, no addiction, no weakness. No addiction, no weakness. No addiction, no weakness. Listen, man, don't be weak for nothing or no one. Nothing or no one. All right? Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Good night.